The Open Tabs podcast has returned, ladies and gentlemen. We had a little bit of a break, a little midlife crisis going on here, but we're back. Calvin Smith, Joe Carlos, we back. Joe, how you feeling, man?
I'm great, man. It's good to be with you. We're back in the saddle again.
Back in the saddle again.
Gene Autry.
I was thinking more Aerosmith, but
whatever works.
Whatever works. Hey, man. So first and foremost, man, you had a much needed vacation, and in the interim, I'm thankful to my good friend Monique Judge of The Root for stepping in and discussing Boogie Nights with me. And Joe, you listened to it, and I'm so appreciative.
I did, man. Hey, great work, you and Monique. Wonderful chemistry. Awesome to hear you all's take on the film. I had not seen it since the first time I saw it. I'm probably in college on tape. And so I watched it again in preparation, for the episode, and y'all did it to death. I really loved your take on things, and particularly when you were talking about Buck, and the great line, "I like butter in my ass." Once you hear that, it's like a divider in time in your life.
Before and after, right?
Before you heard that and after, because of the thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's some lines in Along Came Polly that kind of remind me of that too. It's like things I saw before Along Came Polly and then after. Sure. But not really comparing these films in either way, but in any way. But great job. So I really fanned out over you all's take on that. So outstanding job by you and Monique.
Well, I appreciate it, man. It means a lot to me. Like I told you when we had a little discussion when you got back into town. It felt a little naked without you, man. You know what I mean? But
we here now.
That means a lot, and we here. Hey, we here. We here now.
Here now.
So a lot has happened in the world since the last time we got together, man.
Yeah.
Sadly, we lost one of the pioneers in hip hop, one of the legends, the great Biz Markie. Just a huge loss, man. Huge loss for the hip hop community, huge loss for the world. How you feeling about that, man?
I couldn't agree more. Of the title song, you got what I need. Just a Friend. Yeah. Great video. I don't think people talk enough about the video. In fact, that was the first time I saw Kappa's twirling or doing any stepping. My dad's an alpha, so there was none of that.
None
of that imagery.
My dad was a Q, is a Q, so none of that.
Yes. So none of that imagery was even remotely near our home, nor with any of his friends. So it's just it's like, what is that? Like, what are they doing? Yeah. But then later, when I was a freshman at Howard, Biz spun at the fashion show, the 10:00 p.m. fashion show, which was hosted by Adele Givens, and in '93, and DJ and Biz spun. I've got to find a picture in the yearbook, in the Hilltop, the yearbook, but which was amazing, and just seeing him, live, his music definitely helped to remind me that rap could be very fun as well. So and the way he lived his life was a colorful, beautiful, artful way. Yeah. And I also wanted to shout out. So he is missed. The director Richard Donner passed away as well, and it's interesting because I think he was one of the first white directors I recall that gave a damn about certain human rights issues, and particularly. And I'm gonna, Richard Donner made a lot of movies and did a lot of things, but one thing that he was very, very, I think, very, very good about was, aside from having kind of a coterie of actors that you would see from one film to the other, regardless of what the film was even about.
Yes.
But he was serious about anti-apartheid, and he was serious about equality and racial harmony and building community and family. Yeah. And you saw it in his work, and you saw it in the scripts and the movies he directed and things of that nature. And if you obviously saw Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, that's he probably made 3 and 4 too. I don't.
He did all 4. He did all
4. And if you notice at the end, we're family. We're not friends. We're family. That was very serious for him. Also in the film Scrooged, It was there were abolish apartheid, end apartheid.
Yeah.
There was a lot of imagery, and a lot of things. If you pay attention, pay attention to some Richard Donner vehicles. But of course, he made Superman, and
he tried to make Superman too.
He gave us the outline. Essentially,
and eventually his vision. Spoiler alert for season 3.
Thank gosh.
His vision, can't wait. His vision was finally was brought to the screen. Thank goodness.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, and the Goonies. I mean, this man, he's bad. He's a bad man.
Yeah, our childhoods. You know, there's so much about
so much.
Yeah.
People say I'm okay.
So Joe, you watched Space Jam tonight with Sage and Keith?
I did, man. Shout out to LeBron. When you want to rest in the summer, but you know they pull up a truck of money and drop it at your house. To do that. No, shout out to LeBron. It was farcical. It was fun. It was cool. It's a reminder to let your kids be kids and follow their own paths. No, you know, not giving anything away, but I thought it was great and just an extension of who he is. But I also thought it was a cool way for Warner Brothers to show Disney who the king of it all.
They kind of put it out on the table, laid it on the table.
Yeah, when it comes to content. Yeah, when it comes to content, like, nah. We, just in case y'all needed to, you know, a reminder.
Yeah.
In the words of Sean Corey Carter. What the hell have y'all done?
They did an Uncle Milty. They pulled out just enough.
Just enough. So when you see Yosemite Sam next to the mask, next to the penguin, you know, next to King Kong, next to Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Like, next to LeBron James. Bro. And there's a Michael B. Jordan cameo, full Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Lose.
Yeah.
Another, you know, just constantly showing you like we are the kings.
Yeah, sure.
And this is on HBO Max, so you ain't playing with us. Okay. So really enjoyed the film. You know, basketball is whatever, but enjoyed the film.
Yeah, well,
I won't buy any of the shoes. I don't go over $100. That's you. That's your.
I got a whole closet right across the way full of full of
that's your lane.
Yeah.
So
they're comfortable.
There's a new pair. I'm sure they are.
Yeah. Well, speaking of HBO, Joe.
Yeah.
What if I were to tell you that HBO would come up with a show that was very similar to the life and adventures of the entourage of one Mark Wahlberg, and have eight seasons, one of which was split into 2 parts? Would that be something you'd be interested in, Joe?
I would be interested in that. I would be.
I'm sure there's a script around here somewhere.
Laying around here somewhere. We drink enough, long enough, we can look around the house and find it. I never liked how they depicted my man Bobby Evans. That was messed up how they depicted my man Bobby Evans. But keep going, please keep going. We're talking what? What are we talking tonight?
We're talking about the HBO comedy / drama classic, the 30-minute episodes of the Entourage, 2004. Doug Ellen, produced by Mark Wahlberg. You know, dude.
Oh yeah.
2004.
Oh, yeah.
Great theme song.
July 18th, 2004, which is 17 years ago.
I didn't time my midlife crisis to do this on purpose, man. I promise I didn't.
But we're here. I'm Black, a woman. I may even be ugly, but I'm here.
I'm here. By God, I'm here. Yeah, man. So Joe, we like around the time of 2004, you know, Sopranos is going strong.
Yeah.
You know, HBO tried a couple of different things to follow up to Sopranos that were, you know, I mean, they were relatively entertaining. But this here, I mean, in the anticipation building to it, like, what's the come? Hey, I'm so happy. Hey, look, hey, man.
I'm sorry.
Dude, so like we were both like Sopranos fans. I know you were
we're huge Sopranos fans.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying, I know you were anticipating the show as much as I was, I'm sure. Tell me about how you were feeling going into 2004, what your thoughts were.
I just graduated from college 2 months and 2 days earlier, and this show debuted when I had 13 days left in my college residence, 145 Spence Avenue. So we were packing our things. We were packing 2 years of living, and really ending a phase of our lives. And we were packing everything up and, moving elsewhere. So then we get this gem of a show. So this had been advertised, and we didn't have HBO. Spence had gotten us some kind of bootleg cable. We had some kind of cable. We didn't have HBO.
God bless Spence.
Yeah, God bless Spence. So I watched it elsewhere, but the ads were everywhere. Yeah. They were on during the finals.
Yeah,
they were on during All-Star. I was working at the time at Clear Channel Outdoor, and there were thank you. The HBO had bought a couple boards, a couple billboards as well to talk about Entourage. So like I couldn't get away from the release of this show, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was about. But I knew I wanted in, no matter what. And I was like, this is a guy from the show on the WB, and this is like Matt Dillon's little brother from Platoon, and this is Piven, and I knew Piven.
Yeah,
we've known Piven since One Crazy Summer.
Yeah,
and so if you ever seen it, you'll know he was eating a Odie nose, or those kids, but yeah, man, I was very, very excited. I didn't know who Grenier was, and I didn't know him, and I surely didn't know Turtle, but I was extremely excited, and it blew me away. It met expectations early. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into when Entourage really became Entourage. But,
I was gonna say, yeah. But that's what I really want to know. When did you get into it? Like, around what season did you really, really like? Did it become your show?
Season two. Actually, the Kimmel. So the Kimmel episode was important.
Yeah, very important.
The Kimmel episode was extremely important, and they moved to the house, and they do it. So season 2, it catches it's let's do it, man. Season 2, when the big franchise is handed to them. So basically, you're seeing the opportunity for a star. You're seeing how it works. Like, how do they rise? We always think, oh, it's great. No, they need a lot of help. They all this other stuff. But you're seeing the opportunity, and you're seeing his. I want to be an artist. I want to. I can't do it. I can't do that. You're like, oh, whatever. He's like, no, you've got to do this. I'm telling you, this is why I'm here. You hired me. And so I think season 2 is when it starts to catch its legs, and it really runs fast. When in season 2, when obviously Mandy Moore, Sundance, James Cameron. I mean, the cameos start coming in. They're at the Laker game. It's starting to be look like what it must feel like to be out there.
Yeah.
And absolutely. So I think for me, honestly, the episode, I had it written down. Of course, I lost it because but probably episode 1 or 2 in season 2, when they went to the when Kirsten was Kirsten was supposed to meet Eric, and then she had food poisoning. She had a period and she had food poisoning, and the guys didn't buy it. And he spent the night with the Perfect 10 model, and he told her. To me, that's kind of when the show started.
Okay. And
started to be Entourage.
Yeah.
Because I think they were comfortable in the character's skin at that point.
Yeah.
And Kimmel, the Kimmel episode, you saw everybody kind of do their thing.
Yeah.
And it was strong. I mean, it was strong.
Yeah. No, I agree.
How about you?
So I been buying into the hype, from The Sopranos. I thought that the advertisement, to your point, the way that they built up the advertising for it really was perfect, and really kind of had me like, I have to see this. This is must-see TV, and it didn't disappoint from the beginning. But to your point, man, season 2 is where it really just like, I mean, it found its legs and just took off and became like just must-see TV for me for a very long period of time. Season 2, you got to find out who these characters are at great length, and you start to, get to the meat of what a star is like in Hollywood, like you mentioned, and what the, kind of see the sausage, how the sausage is made. And I loved how they blurred the lines in season 2 because they set off in season 2, it really shows you exactly what they were going to do for the next, 7 seasons before.
Yeah.
They
keep going. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
No. I thought when I was saying the cameos, you started to see characters that were going to be fundamental pieces.
Yeah.
About the rise and fall and rise and fall and rise and fall of a Hollywood career.
Yeah.
Of an acting career.
Yeah.
More so than season 1, because I think their best setup for season 1 was Billy Walsh.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know when they shot it, what order they shot in, or anything like that. But I'm gonna tell you this: the way I don't know what in film school, whatever. If you want to say, how do you introduce a seminal character to a television show?
Mm-hmm.
You do it the way they personally. When you go back and you look at that, other than that weird guy, he's like, oh, he's gonna be the Scorsese of dinner. Other than that guy, they're looking for Billy, and they're in Chateau Marmont, and then he's there. It's building up to something like, who is this guy? Who is it? Why is he important?
Yeah.
And you get the sense of urgency. Even though I've seen that episode probably 50 to 60 times. Every time I'm like, oh, where is it? Where is Billy? Where is he? Where is he?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My Billy Walsh is Jamal Nadeau, and today is his birthday. So shout out to Jamal. He's my personal.
Shout out.
Love you, Jamal. He's my personal Billy Walsh.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that to say that I love how they introduced that, but still they didn't still feel too comfortable in their skin. Like even at the end, when Grenier, when Vince is like, no, I don't trust you. No, I don't trust. See, I'm a good actor. Like, no, you're not. I can't get over my contempt for Vince, but which may be good.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, Joe. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that because I've changed my thoughts as I want to do. I've changed my thoughts on Vince.
You're an American.
I'm an American. Hey, for sure.
I'm not saying all the time. Like I think he redeems himself in season 8 and definitely in the movie. But
sure.
But season 7, I was going through changes when he was too. So
yeah. Well, I might be living minus the coke. I might be living season 7 right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, Joe, I don't want to be presumptuous.
It's here and there.
I don't want to be presumptuous. You've already kind of. I get the sense that I know what your favorite season was, but what was your favorite season of the show? I know it's hard. It's like choosing between your favorite channel.
I think it's season 2.
Okay.
And I the reason I say season 2 is because you quickly realize how little control they have over this thing.
Okay.
And how this thing, this popularity, this fame, all this kind of stuff, what it brings with how quickly it can die, how quickly it can go away. And to me, that season was the one that really had a nice arc that went all the way around.
Yeah.
And I felt like they told a great story.
Yeah.
In that whatever number of episodes it was. I thought they 12 or so episodes. I thought they told a great story there. Yeah. So and given and all the emotion that went into that season, the relations, he probably had relations with 2 or 3 women, but there was one that was really major.
Mm-hmm.
His own personal relationships were going through it, but the boys obviously showed they had his back, as they always do.
Yeah.
And then of course we get Sloan McCuick, which I mean, that's the silver lining in everything.
Yeah.
That's not.
Thank God for Sloan.
Thank God for Sloan McCuick, right? Yeah. So we get Sloan also in season 2.
Yeah.
So I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And we start to see the soft spots in Ari's armor.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So he starts to become human, and I think when he starts to become human, and you see his other side of his family in real life, that's when he becomes more lovable far more lovable.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
at least likable.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, he was well on the way to becoming someone that was hard to get behind. I'll put it that way. During season 2, he had some moments where it's like, man, he's not a nice guy at all.
Well, he wasn't trying to be, and
he wasn't trying to be. That's true.
And
But
he's racist and
homophobic and
and sexist. I mean, it's clear that they couldn't make it today.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it, because I was about
Yeah,
to ask.
it could not be done. You couldn't make The Office. You couldn't make The Office.
No, you could.
I don't care how smart it is. I don't care how smart it is.
Yeah, no, it was a show for its time, and much like that, Entourage was a show for its time. And there are a lot of parallels between these shows, man. But so for me, my favorite
Entourage.
season 3 is my favorite, man. And I like season 3 is my favorite because so Vince is a star. The build up. You get your build up, but Aquaman, the One Day in the Valley, like, they have the callback to Almost Famous.
I love One Day in the Valley. One Day in the Valley is one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah. By
the way.
Yeah, I'm sure. They go to Vegas. We get introduction to my man Bob Ryan, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit later. I consider season 3 parts 1 and part 2 the same. I can't make distinctions between the two, even though I know time passed, a significant amount of time passed between the two quote unquote parts of the season. But I put them together, man, and like most of my favorite episodes are right there smack in season 3. Just Vince finding himself as a superstar, and the fellas finding themselves. Eric, feeling himself, getting like, I mean, at the end of season 1, he steps out into the world and says, "Hey, I'm going to be a manager," yada yada. Season 2, he's doing managerial stuff, but season 3 is where he really, really, really comes into
starts making moves.
Starts to make some moves, and Johnny Drama, gets his, you know what I mean, and Turtle starts to, you start to get a little bit of Turtle. You start to get a, like just a sense of who these guys are again. And I just really, Billy Walsh, my man, Billy Walsh, just peak Billy Walsh during this season. So season 3 was my favorite, man. And, I just really just enjoy.
So what's your favorite episode of season 3?
It's hard to beat One Day in the Valley. I have a soft spot for Gotcha, even though it's not really that great of an episode by TV standards. The episode where like Pauly Shore is like has his reality show and Chuck Liddell. I enjoyed that little bit of you get to see a lot of Drama's paranoia on display in that episode, which I enjoyed. But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be the combination of I Want to Be Sedated and What About Bob. I just really, I love everything about that. Ari's a complete asshole. He's doing his thing and trying his very best to do his machinations. I see Ari a lot like Zach Morris, and especially on a rewatch of the series. Like, how they have that series on YouTube, Zach Morris is Trash. The whole time with Ari, Ari's trash. You know what I mean? Like there's no pretense there, but you kind of get a sense. You really get a sense of like just how trash Ari is on a rewatch. And his treatment of Bob Ryan and the whole thing around that was really just kind of fantastic. There was another episode I'm trying to think. The Dom, introducing Dom. Yeah, I don't know. That's a polarizing. His character in and of himself is polarizing. But I really enjoyed Dom. I enjoyed the tension and the uncomfortable feeling that he brings to the group. It's a lot like what's the show? There's another show I watch where they bring in another character, and they very clearly don't fit into the group very much, but the main character wants them there, and I've been like, Atlanta, Tracy. Dom reminds me a lot of Tracy in Atlanta.
He does. He's and Tracy in Atlanta. He's in Space Jam.
Oh, yeah, interesting. Remind me to tell you some stories Atlanta related stories, because
Okay,
that
I look
show,
forward to it.
there's so many it's triggering for me to watch that show because it's so real. But at any rate, we're not here to talk about Atlanta. We're here to talk about Entourage. So, but season 3, man, was season 3 was my favorite, man. Since we're talking about favorite episodes, though, what are your favorite episodes that you wanna discuss?
Well, I'm trying to look for names here. I don't want to say. Remember the one where
Sure.
but
You
the Day
mentioned the talk
Fuckers.
show. Which
Yeah,
one?
the Day Fuckers
Okay.
is definitely. That's what it's called. I say it how it spells, sweetheart. We got the end.
Okay.
And the reason I say the end, so Benny Walker and I have this thing called Entourage Tears.
Okay.
The Entourage finished on September 11th, 2011.
Symmetry.
But like there was an episode August 28th, 2011. I was in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
And recruiting for Morehouse. And I was watching at the King Edward Hotel.
Okay.
And I started to like realize like this was over. This is really happening. This is really over.
Yeah.
And Turtle's trying to go to the restaurant, and he's got the investors and all that stuff. And I have this line called Entourage Tears.
Okay.
And so in the last 3 episodes, I just found myself like tearing up at different points. And definitely the final episode,
yeah,
there was so much emotion in that Entourage Tears means I'm crying at the it obviously it refers to Entourage, but it's whenever I'm crying watching something, okay?
Yeah.
That I probably shouldn't be crying watching. But
sure.
The end to me, and I know it's crazy to say the last episode, but the last episode to me it was full circle, brought so many things home. It's not quintessential Entourage, but they win.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah. Also, another one of my favorite episodes was the finale in season 7. Lose Yourself.
Ooh, talk
which
about
was September 12th, 2010.
Uh-huh.
Now, I didn't see it until I was watching it in like rewatches on HBO Go.
Okay.
And at the time that I was rewatching it, I had my life had blown to bits. And the only thing that I really had that was solid or stable at the time was work. And so, but when I was working, I was watching, I was traveling, I was going back and watching old seasons of Entourage.
Yeah.
And I finally saw Lose Yourself. And I, Eminem is in that episode. And this is when Vince is like seriously into coke and has a coke addiction. And Eminem's in the episode and the outro, because we got to get to the songs, by the way.
Yeah.
The outro is I'm going through changes. And I then started listening to that song like every day for a month. A number, like I probably play it 5, 6 on my iPod, probably 5 to 6 times a day, every day for, at least a month solid. And I could feel everything M was saying. I haven't listened to it in years, probably 10 years, now that I think about it. But that was another episode that I thought, just when you want to see literally someone spiral out of control completely, when all these other people are trying to love him and love on him and be there for him, and he spirals completely. And then of course I remembered it. I love the Sundance Kids. I love that episode. It was so silly.
Yeah, it's fun. It's
funny,
fun.
But it was part of season 2 when you're like, okay, these boys have arrived. The show has arrived.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to Sundance to show you what it's like to go to Sundance. Because 99.9% of us will never go to Sundance. We'll never know what that's like. We'll never know what you have to wait online like everybody else, you know, and go into the movie that you're trying to see. I had one more, and of course the Bat Mitzvah.
That's great.
I'm heavy in season 2, but the Bat Mitzvah was very, very. I really loved that episode. Because of the multi-layered things that were going on throughout that episode, and the games. Everybody had their own game. They had their own game plan at that at that bat mitzvah, and just seeing McEwick then try to. That was the start of his seduction of Vince. As he was trying to move Vince away from Ari, which at the time you wouldn't think like, okay, he's just another. Oh, and let me get. I got to do a little time for that too. Just another client, wife number 1 and therapist number 4. You know, just another client.
You're really number 3.
Yeah. but I really love that one as well. And if the other one comes back to me, I'll say it. But I'm gonna pass that back over to you. Shoot back over to you.
So I'll start with my favorite episode of season 1 was Busey and the Beat.
Beautiful.
That was Ari had a lot of explosive moments. Yeah, but time and again, my favorite is him blowing up on Josh Weinstein. That moment was a moment where it was like, okay, this is what this show is. You know what I mean? Like he showed him who had the biggest balls in that moment. You know, he like from the moment he walks in to the moment he walks out and tells Drama to call Adam Davies. You know what I mean? Right. It's just perfect, man. I love that episode. Shout out also to the script and the Sherpa, at least for the Val Kilmer moments in it. I didn't like the Fiona at all, but
she was my favorite of his girlfriends.
Really?
She was one of my favorite of his girlfriends. Yeah.
Really?
You know, really, just aesthetically.
We'll have to circle back to that. Aesthetically, you won't get an argument from me.
Okay, that's I completely meant aesthetically.
Yeah. So then season 2's Exodus has my favorite moment of all moments on the Entourage, where Ari and Lloyd, you know, singing the Stevie song For Once in My Life.
Can I tell a real quick story about that?
Yeah, please do.
I lived in Smyrna at an apartment. No, in Austell. Guys, I'm getting emotional thinking about this. He loses the job that night. Mm-hmm. He's just he's in love. He's in love, right?
Yeah.
Right. So LimeWire. I go to LimeWire at the end of the episode.
Okay.
Thousands of people are downloading For Once in My Life.
Wow.
Thousands of people.
Wow.
Downloading For Once in My Life.
Wow.
When I realized it's bigger than just me and my boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I watched it. I had HBO at my apartment. Like, you know, come on.
Yeah.
You know, I had it in the apartment.
Yeah.
All that. I'm watching it live at this point. But then I jump over to my computer. I couldn't get it for like an hour because everybody was on For Once in My Life. And then of course I made a CD that night and played it all the next day. But when he lost the job.
Yeah. It's tough, man.
He got fired. It was tough.
It's tough. Yeah, but that moment, man, I mean, because like I had a first date with my ex-wife. We singing Through the Fire, very much like I don't know why I make that connection, but singing in the car, like full throat, like just into a song and in the moment, like it's just perfect for me. Circling, going all the way to season 5, Redemption. Again, I love Dom.
You do.
That episode.
I love Herc. You love Dom. Go ahead.
I hate Herc so much, man.
I love Herc. I love Herc.
And you
know, I even loved him in Boardwalk.
He's great in Power too. I know you're not a Power guy.
No.
Yeah. But that also is the episode where Alan Gray kicks the bucket. My man, not the Greek, Vondas.
Isn't he a great character actor?
He was such a great man. Oh my gosh, Paul Ben Ari.
He's in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna see in season.
Yes, of course.
He's in Tombstone. Our first Western.
I can't wait. I love
Asian.
I love a good Western. My first Asian. First black, first everything, first white everything. Anyway, one more that I should mention before tossing it back to you is Tequila and Coke. Just man, I mean the whole just that whole episode, man, like where Vince, like you get to see Vince spiraling out of control in real time. Like,
Yep.
you know what I mean? This is where, like, you know, you see the connection, Scott Lavin. You see him snort coke. You see him do it.
Scott Lavin.
Man.
Scott Lavin.
You know,
I grew up with some Scott Lavins, boy. I grew up with some Scott Lavin.
I bet.
I love Scott Lavin. I'm sorry.
I like Scott Lavin too. You know,
Scott.
we should probably talk about that. But yeah, man. So those are mine. Did you think of what your other one was?
Yeah, I did. It was No Can Do. And
yes.
And which premiered August 26, 2007. And I'm getting goosebumps again because the music is so important. Shout out to Doug Ellen. Politics aside, shout out to Doug Ellen.
Yeah.
He understands the importance of the hottest or most important music and paying for it.
Yeah.
Coupled with the right scene. They put it in the show when they tried to buy the Saigon song, right? For the end of Queens Boulevard, right?
Yeah.
They talk about the importance of it, you know, for the outro and all that kind of stuff. But if you think about it, if you're honest, you think about it, like those outro songs, man. I have a playlist of MP3s on an external hard drive, just of Sopranos song, outtake song, not out, outros, and Entourage outros. And there's a few on Spotify, and probably on Spotify. No, there are definitely Sopranos and Entourage outro playlists.
I love you, man, because this sets up the next question I was going to ask you perfectly. Who's better at it? David Chaser or Doug Ellen?
It's hard to not, I'm all about the originator, none greater, right? So I'm all about who did it first.
Yeah, well, that's Marty Scorsese.
Yeah, but this is television. This isn't a movie. This is television.
Sure.
I mean, the Layla piano edit. Is there any way to beat that?
No.
Is there any way to beat?
No.
The Layla piano edit. Not even Malcolm and Martin. And go back and listen to that tonight.
Yeah.
Right. But that's for Nina and Shay. I didn't sing it. I instrumentalized it.
They'll appreciate it just the same.
So my main man, Sidney Pollack, walks into the scene. Morehouse donor gave us $250,000.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sidney Pollack. My main man, Sidney Pollack, walks into the scene. I have a plan. I'll work it out.
Yeah.
I can only take da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
All right, who's not essential? Okay. They're gonna mess over. I think it was Drama. Drama wasn't gonna make the trip, or Turtle wasn't gonna make the trip.
Yeah. Turtle walks out.
Turtle backed out. Who walks up?
Kanye.
Easy. In 2007.
The height of his powers.
August 26, 2007. No one's hotter.
No one.
He's got that thing going with 50, right? Remember? They had that thing going where, like, who's gonna have the bigger release? We know it's gonna be Kanye.
Yeah.
50 is one-dimensional. Kanye is like omnidimensional, right?
Yeah.
This is before Homecoming, bruh.
Yeah. Hey, don't I know it?
Like an important, I mean, a seminal album in the song Good Life. I will never forget. Franklin, 01, your classmate. He sends me and Spence a 15-second HL. Yes. Our former managing editor. Since me and Spence like a 20-second clip of the song.
That's all you need.
I sent him back to MP3, like, bro, I'm already on the MP3. I already got this. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I think resend it to me. Somebody, I think resend it to me or somebody, but I had the MP3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I sent it back. But the Good Life, the episode ends on the Good Life.
Yeah.
As they have a plane with the masseuses that are also, flight attendants.
We going to Cannes.
This is probably illegal, but I'm gonna fly the plane. Like, who we know in Canada? They're like, everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got Don P. Like, there's so many. I want to say that one, and then the one in the end. I'm sorry, the Matt Damon, LeBron.
Yeah.
Give a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally, one of the funniest things you'll ever see is the Matt Damon meltdown.
Yeah.
If you Google Matt Damon Entourage meltdown, you can see it. I mean, you can see it happen.
Yeah.
But Yeah, about food insecurity. You know, they got their causes in, man. They got their stuff in there. They got their stuff in there. They got their stuff in there.
Do you have any episodes you hated?
Oh, several.
Talk about it.
I mean, I forgot this other one that I absolutely love.
Okay.
When when Ari sent Lloyd to go get the writer. That was a great episode. It was finally a time for Lloyd to shine, but Ari showed a heart.
He showed a lot of heart.
It showed that he wasn't going to be exploitative. Wasn't going to continue to be exploitative as it pertained to, in that instance, as it pertained to Lloyd.
Yeah.
And so I really loved Lloyd's performance in that, as well as Ari's. You know, in that episode.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Dom episodes. I just didn't like them. I just thought it was silly. I thought they were silly. Now Redemption. Later when he comes back, I love that episode. That one I loved. But the ones where he stole the Shrek, tied it to his leg or something like that. I was like,
attacking the paparazzi guys. He was doing the most. He was doing
a whole lot. He was doing a
lot of fucking
and a bit much for like a New Yorker. The insensitivities as it pertains to like ethnicity and sexual identity. As a New Yorker, it seemed, raised in the same neighborhood with these other guys. It seemed like it was a bit much.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I know how important season 4 is. No, wait. Yeah, I know how important season 4 is, but I don't like most of season 4. Like most of season 4, just trying to get the movie, and maybe it's because the movie was just bad and everything it wasn't working well. I don't mind when they're down.
Yeah.
But it seemed like it was more of a chore to do that season.
In the rewatch, that was the hardest season to watch. I agree.
Yeah, it was like they got the big contract and they're just going through the motions, man.
Yeah.
What I mean? Everybody's Maserati does 185, now. And so they just got to do this to keep paying the bills. I don't know if the writers took it might have been doing a writer's strike. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't feeling most of season 4. I'm just gonna say that. And also in season 7, when he was dating Sasha, I couldn't understand that. I just didn't like most of Vince's girlfriends. I got it instantly. It made sense. Sasha made no sense to me. Like she made no sense to me. In fact, when I first watched it, Mandy made no sense to me. But then as I got older, I was like, okay, I get it.
It's the Vicodin. I mean,
and maybe that's what they were trying to do.
Yeah, but I didn't like it.
The other thing is they've been doing drugs since the first episode.
Yeah, true.
So, and it's almost like it's just weed. It's not a drug. No, it's drugs. It's drugs.
Yeah.
And it's illegal.
Yeah,
boys. Before dispensary. Now, over the evolution of the show, dispensaries in California changed and things opened up.
Yeah.
Cool, no problem. But at the beginning, they were smoking weed. I mean, they went to the Sherpa.
Yeah.
When
there was a weed shortage.
There was a weed shortage, and everything was dry. And Hack, who's played by 2 or 3 different guys. Well, it's the same guy, but he does cars and he does home entertainment.
Oh, man, my man. Yeah.
Lauren London's dad.
Yeah.
But I just, there was something in there. It's just like, man, what are y'all doing? What is this? Let's get back to it. Come on.
Yeah.
How about you?
I generally dislike any episode that has Seth Green. I just didn't like it. Full stop. I just didn't like any episode with Seth Green. I also Charlie Bow Wow, not a big fan. I can see why he tested poorly. And he was dating the girl.
She's the worst.
Yeah, she was worse. Had her feet all. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was a bad.
They I don't know who did the casting in that. But maybe she had to be that bad.
Yeah.
For us to be like, it's Sloan, silly.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, why aren't you with Sloan?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like anytime Charlie came on screen, just wasn't a big fan of Charlie. I didn't care about Charlie.
I love Lavin though. As we're talking about these I love Lavin. I loved when Saget was on. It was like a couple times, but I love when Saget was on.
Yeah.
And I like to, when they were when Paul Haggis comes over, and they're trying to figure out how to shoot Aquaman 2 and shoot Medellin, because if Paul Haggis had done Medellin, I'm sure it would have been a great film.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to, and Saigon's there, like Saigon's, they're all passing the blood, and Saigon is there, and they're all trying to figure it out. I really dug that. Actually, one of my favorite scenes in the whole thousands of minutes was when they went to the car place, and Johnny's trying to do his black speak, and he's like, "We're looking for a smooth, silky round. Hey, sister, hey, girl, we're looking for a smooth, silky round cat named Saigon." He's like, "Is that English?" And Turtle is just so so mad, but Turtle is so down too. But can I talk about Turtle's run?
Yeah, let's talk about our favorite characters. Actually, let's do it this way. Because
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Because Turtle's my favorite character. Turtle's my favorite character.
I got him up here.
Jerry, the great Jerry Ferrara, also did a great turn on Power. Not to get you into a Power watcher, but
I'm not going to.
He was fantastic on Power. But so
I liked him in the T-Land movies. Think Like a Man.
Okay. He was great. He was great in those two. Yes, he was.
He's strong.
He was better than Gary Owen for sure.
No question. Gary Owen did 3 days on those movies. I don't know.
At any rate, Turtle's arc, again, like he was the ne'er-do-well. He was the one at the beginning. He's like, why the fuck is he here? You know what I mean? Like,
he's a driver.
He was a driver, but like his ambition and his wanting to try and be better and do better. Like he and Johnny Drama have a lot of parallels. But
they spend the most time together.
Yeah, and exactly, they spend the most time together. But I thought that Turtle's ambition, particularly once he starts to kind of feel himself with the ladies, you know what I mean? Oof. And when he starts his run with Jamie Lynn, and from her to Brooke briefly, he rebuffed Brooke, but to Danny Ramirez and oh my gosh, man, like I still have a crush on Danny Ramirez. She is incredible to me, from The Sopranos, from this, from what else? From her little brief period in X-Men 3, which was a horrible movie, but I enjoyed seeing her in it.
She Hate Me. Sweet Tooth. Man, she seems like just such a sweet, relatable. And Alex in this, like, she was so annoying initially, and it was just so like awkward and everything like that. But then he had to work, man. He had to work. Yeah. He had to work though.
He did, and he did it. And he did it. I mean, just till the end, where he the car business, like he's really trying. He's really trying to get his thing together, and he ends up doing it, man. And thanks to Vince making a smart decision on his behalf. You know what I mean, to stay in the stock, but
makes him a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, man, he deserved it, man. I just love Turtle. I love Turtle's heart. He was a good dude, just generally.
Yeah, very good instincts.
Yes, man. He loved Vince. Like even in the intervention that they have for Vince. Vince is like, well, what do you have to say? He's like, I don't really have anything to say. He loves Vince, man. He wanted to look out for Vince as much as anybody else, but like I think the Turtle was just the most overall the character that just had the most to like during the show. So I love Turtle. Obviously, I have a lot of love for Bob Ryan as well. Talk
about that.
I know that you're not a big fan of the portrayal as it pertains to like Bob Evans, Robert Evans. Yeah,
Robert Evans. Yeah, you got to see The Kid Stays in the Picture. And for those who don't understand, this is the man who produced The Godfather, Chinatown, Love Story, some of the most important films.
He prevailed
of the 20th century. And he wrote a memoir called The Kid Stays in the Picture, and there's a great documentary about it as well, about the book, about his memoir. And then to think that they were then going to go literally to his old house, and shoot it as Martin Landau as like a guy who couldn't find his way around his house. I really think Doug Ellen. I think they had an argument or something, and Doug Ellen just decided he was going to make fun of him.
Well, they made fun of everybody. They made fun of Harvey Weinstein. They made fun of everybody, man.
Yeah, but Harvey Weinstein probably deserved it.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Not probably. Harvey Weinstein did deserve it.
Yeah.
and they made fun of Harvey Weinstein at the height of his powers.
Yeah.
Which was probably seen more like as a sign of respect.
Yeah, sure.
Probably. But they made a lot of serious fun of him and
Sure.
showed you how ruthless he could be.
Sure.
You know, minus of course the predatorial stuff, but showed you how ruthless he could be.
Yeah.
But
sure.
you
my
mentioned
last
something
one.
earlier. Yeah, please go ahead.
My last one is Lloyd. I just Lloyd, his loyalty to Ari, even when he he's had enough.
He does leave at some point. He leaves at some point.
Everybody leaves at some point on the show. That's one thing.
That's true. That's true.
But,
that is true.
Lloyd just was. I mean, he just was really. He just wanted to. He wanted to be Ari. He wanted to be Ari.
That's why he was there.
And that's why he was there. And he endured so much crap from Ari, but he was also just so loyal. Yeah, I have that same picture. I'm glad I didn't pull it up, man.
I figured you would.
Yeah. Oh no, I actually have it up right now. Kind of.
Oh, you have a different.
It's not the same. It's not the same. But yeah, it's yeah. But yeah, Lloyd just was great. Great character. I think that I hate how he was portrayed. For our current time. You know what I mean? But that being said, he was fantastic. So anyway,
Lloyd was amazing. Lloyd was amazing. Lloyd's stuff was always. If you look at Lloyd's desk, if you go back and pay attention, you talk about the little things. With me, the little things with Lloyd.
Yes,
Lloyd was ahead of everything. Like, well, the show is always ahead of everything.
Yeah.
But Lloyd had like keels on the desk.
Yeah.
He had a picture of the actor from, I can't think of the brother's name now. The actor from Grey's Anatomy that Isaiah Washington outed.
Yeah.
He had Toby. I think his name was Toby. He had a picture of him on his desk. At his desk. I mean, look, there was all these little things that they say. They were like ahead of things, and Lloyd was like a big vehicle for pushing whatever was hot or about to be on trend.
Yeah.
And so it's really interesting because you shoot it months in advance.
Yeah.
So do they make it hot, or are they just predicting what was hot? So that which is a big question. And so I definitely dig your. Obviously, Lloyd is one of my favorite characters for the reasons that you said, but also because Lloyd was working diligently to do and be right.
Yeah.
Lloyd was trying to do it his own way.
Yeah, the right way.
And the right way. But many people don't understand how this thing works.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Lloyd had to take, had to put in his time because he was nobody's son in the industry. Or grandson.
Yeah. He literally made himself.
He made his bones. No question. I mean, you're Johnny Drama's agent. You done some work.
And he did right by Drama. Like,
oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So I love Lloyd as well. Johnny Drama is my Twitter name.
Yes.
There's so much of the anxiety, so much of the so much of the indecision, so much of the self-effacing nature.
Yeah.
Of Johnny that I love so much, and I don't even know. I don't know where to begin with Drama. I mean, the anger. I did mention the anger now twice, but the anger, but the heart.
Yes.
And the fact that he loves his brother.
Nobody fights harder for anybody than Drama does. Like even like the Eminem fight.
And he has wisdom. And he has wisdom.
Yeah.
He has a lot of wisdom.
Yeah.
If you listen to it.
Yeah. There's a lot of drama in Joe. But I see somebody else for you.
Oh well, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. We're getting to that.
Okay.
It's not. I hope it's not Eric Murphy. But maybe it is for you. I don't know. But
you got
Ari Gold. But Ari Gold is my spirit animal, and the reason I say that,
I've seen you Ari Gold.
Yeah, definitely in college at different points. But when I can't understand why people can't get certain things, and I'm trying to be this amazing professional, and I can't get you on the same page as me professionally then I go into a series of rages, much like Johnny Drama, much like Ari Gold.
Yeah.
I think having a little Ari in you, having a little Ari in your personality, I think is can go a long way.
Yeah.
For a penchant for excellence and success. You don't have to be mean and browbeat, but wanting the best and wanting to push others on that you're working with to be their best.
Yeah.
I see no problem with that.
Yeah.
I see no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're saying I got a little E in me, but he's not one
You
of my
got a
favorite
little E in you, but
he's not one of my favorite characters though.
I think to your point, man, they're probably in hindsight probably more Ari than E. The E in you, the E that I see in you, Joe, is more of the when it's time to keep it real with your boys, and it's time to, like, you know, give the counterpoint. That's you.
Yeah, I'll give a counterpoint. Sure.
You'll give that, and that, like, you know, and especially as E progressed in the show, like he wasn't afraid to stand up and say, hey, you know, this is what needs to happen. This is real. Even when he's wrong. Like, you know, he was wrong about the Wizinator.
He was wrong a lot. He was wrong a lot, particularly the last couple of seasons. Then he got jealous of Josh.
Yeah.
And all that. But I want to say one other thing about Ari. You mentioned earlier the Josh Weinstein. That's when Ari became Ari.
Yeah.
When he pulled up to that house.
Yeah.
He said, "Keep it running. I'm coming right back."
Yeah.
And he said, "Now, you know, who's the host of this shindig?" And he's like, "I called your boss." "You called my boss?" "Yeah." "Yes, I did." And he, you know, what he said, Harvard, lowly, Michigan, MBA, Harvard and Michigan, right?
Yeah.
And when he said that, you know, that was who he was, and that's what he was about, and the way he just destroyed Weinstein. That's when Ari became Ari.
Yeah.
I've had to artfully do that on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
In this past week.
Wow.
And I get it. Like I get it. I understand why you do it.
Yeah.
Because you got to teach people how to treat you.
Yeah.
And if they forget, then you really got to remind them. Unfortunately, in a big way.
Yeah.
But
I've seen Breathless Joe a few times where, you know, yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Out. Yeah, you are fired. No, but I think my if I may, one more favorite character.
Absolutely.
And you know, she doesn't get. Well, no, let me go back to this Ari thing real quick. Sorry, real quick. Ari at the anytime Ari is with the counselors, the marriage counselors.
Yeah.
That's television gold.
Yeah, it is.
That's top-notch writing. That's top-notch television. You're not going to get much better than that little sequence.
Yeah.
Just period.
Yeah.
Full stop. Also, when you see the way that others in the industry react to Ari, it's always interesting to watch that too.
Yeah.
Because he is polarizing. There's not a gray area with him.
Yeah.
And when he tries to pull the football team in and Jerry and all that, when he's trying to do all that stuff and bring everybody in and do all that, that's when you start to get the sense that, okay, he's bigger than this office is. He's a really big deal.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And that part I really try. That's the part about him that I absolutely love and you know, and idolize. Not to mention he loves his kids.
Yeah.
So but my one other favorite is Dana.
Okay. Dana Gordon's a good choice.
Yeah, Dana Gordon. I love Dana Gordon because she's there from season one, definitely season 2 on.
Yeah.
And then it evolves. We finally get the Dana Gordon Ari payoff that's been talked about and we've been waiting on.
Yeah.
We finally get it, and then she's cool about it all. And of course, my last is Sloan McCuick for
talk about her
every reason humanly possible.
Yeah.
I mean, did Sloan ever do anything wrong?
No, I can't think of a single thing she did wrong.
I can't imagine Sloan ever doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't think she did a single thing wrong. So, yeah, Sloan McCuick.
Sloan was an interesting character, man. Like she was really kind of the archetype for just the modern type of girlfriend wife type character. She was it, man. Like, and he put her through some shit. And, again.
Oh, he messed that up. I mean, he didn't know what he didn't know what he was doing.
None of it was her fault. None of it was her fault.
Never.
Yeah.
How could it possibly be her fault? Who did you dislike? Did we go over that already?
No, we didn't. But I'm glad you brought that up. Because I mean, well, obviously I dislike Charlie. I think I mentioned that, like, just from the episodes. Yes. I don't think that too much needs to be said about it because he was a very minor character, but Bow Wow, no. I didn't like this is tough to say, man. Mrs. Ari. Not a big fan of Mrs. Ari.
Perry Reeves.
I like Perry Reeves, like visually she's stunning. I enjoyed her, but I just thought that she didn't ring true to who Ari would marry, and I didn't think, like, towards the end, like the whole Bobby Flay stuff, like I didn't think she really got who Ari was. You know what I mean? Like,
but they met young. She was an actress. He was in the mailroom. I mean,
they did, and he was. But I just it never rang true to me. I just Mrs. Ari was expecting things from Ari that me as the viewer, like,
if you know him well, it's impossible.
Exactly.
That he could ever provide that stuff, right?
And he was a good husband. I mean, in my opinion, all the things he did, but he separated.
But when it fell apart, brother.
When it fell apart, it fell apart. It was bad.
And John Cleese tried to tell him.
Yeah, he did. That was a great turn by John Cleese, by the way. I really enjoyed that. And Jeffrey Tambor would try to help him out.
He did too. Like, it's kind of like the American John Cleese, but yeah, man, it was. He wasn't going to listen though, because he was still, he was already.
Yeah, there's not too many other characters I really don't like per se on the show. I mean, like, the people I didn't like, I think you were kind of designed to not like on the show. I didn't hate Billy Walsh. I'm kind of ambivalent towards Billy Walsh. He was who he was. I thought he did what he was supposed to do on the show. So I didn't really hate him. Who else? Like, I'm trying to think, is there's anybody else on the show that was a regular that I just really kind of bristled at, and I can't think of anybody really.
Actually, E's second girlfriend, not Ashley, the one who later went to work for Cameron.
Emily.
Yeah, thank you,
yeah,
Emily.
Yeah,
I didn't get that at first.
Amanda,
like, she was just a little weird.
Amanda. That's who I didn't like. The Vince's second agent when he fires Ari.
Carla Gugino.
Yeah, and the great Carla Gugino. I love Carla Gugino. And generally, I love Amanda's. Amanda's are fantastic people, but Carla Gugino as Amanda on this.
Yeah,
episode,
I didn't.
On
I
the
thought
show.
I thought it was a little forced.
Yeah, and just the whole blow up in the restaurant where she's like, it was my assistant. Well, how did your assistant get the fucking tapes? You know what I mean? Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. And her whole, like, losing respect for Ari. She never really had any respect for Ari. Like, I truly think she didn't.
Yeah, we weren't not gonna love Ari. I don't care what you say.
Right.
Or how good you are to
even on rewatch, Ari is still fantastic. I was talking to somebody about it today, man. Like, as much as that show could not be made today, as horrible of a character as Ari was,
yes,
he's still just, it's something about him, man. I don't know, man. Anyway,
let's talk about Turtles Run though.
Yeah, let's do it. Talk about it.
Basically, no one.
Mm-hmm.
They meet those girls at the park, with the dog park. Basically, he's just catching, who else is in their entourage.
Catching some strays.
Catches strays. But no one, like, really stepping to him.
Yeah.
Somehow, and please help me with my chronology here, but I think it was Lauren London first.
It was Lauren London first. Yes. New.
Starts this run. Yeah. So it's Lauren freaking London.
Yeah, man. Amazing.
Right.
Looking fantastic.
Yeah. So he's the first one of the group. He's like Samantha. He's the first one of the group to go black.
Yeah.
The only one actually to go black.
Well, Vince allegedly, like when he made his tape, he had Katie O'Bear in his tape for
yeah, we didn't see it.
We didn't see
and that
it.
was season 8.
Sure.
That was season 8. I don't now again, I don't think it was beyond Vince. I'm not saying that.
Sure. She's the first one we see.
Yeah, she's the first one. It was season 8. We're like 80 hours in.
Yeah,
70 some odd hours in at that point.
Sure.
But I'm with you. So he dates Lauren London.
Uh-huh.
Then he dates Jamie Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
Then he dates Daniel Ramirez.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop there because I don't think it really matters after that. But that was a mythic run.
Yeah, man.
As he's losing weight.
Yeah.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Takes some classes at UCLA. She takes him to
Yeah, man.
Oh, and then the girl from UCLA as well. She's like, "Who are you?" I'm Turtle.
Yeah. Sal, man.
I'm Turtle. He flies to New Zealand. I can see that for Jamie Lynn. I can see that.
Oh yeah.
For Meadow Soprano.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Flies there. She tells him no. Flies back. We never see her again. Like that's it.
Same thing happens with Alex though. Like Alex
it does, but she, it did run its course. He got what he wanted out of the deal.
It did.
Remember Allie Landry at the beginning? Right? She's the ex-girlfriend. And Eve's like, "Are we really gonna do this tonight?" And basically they're at the house, they're at the same house that it looked like the same house as Nino Brown's.
Oh, yeah. Cancel that.
When the house in Nino, Nino had the indoor pool.
Yeah.
And they had the rope and the thing above.
Yeah.
It's basically Nino Brown. I'm almost certain it's Nino Brown's house, by the way.
Sure.
Oh, but it was definitely the Beverly Hills cop house where they killed Victor Maitland. Victor.
Good call. Good catch, Joe.
Dark complected man, Capricorn. Victor.
Oh man.
Yeah, but it was a historic run. I want to talk about this music, these outro songs.
Yeah, let's do it.
The last song, going to California, Led Zeppelin.
Man, I've been on the Led Zeppelin run here lately. I had to put a Whole Lot of Love on repeat the other day in the car.
There's a remix. There's a Jay-Z remix, Regrets. The remix to Regrets.
Uh-huh.
There was an outro. It was either one of the finale. I can't remember which one it was. I have to go back and look.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna go back to going to California, and I'm just gonna hinge it on this. The only other one I can think of in my life that was as strong is Shy Light. Oh girl, Shy Lights, but from Sopranos.
Yeah.
But and this is the last song of the show. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that song was so strong to me. Where I stayed from my hotel when I got married was probably 5 to 7 minutes from the place where I got married. It's called Cruise Building in Coconut Grove. Mm-hmm. We're staying in Coral Gables. Coral Gables, Coconut Grove. It's like they're a minute from each other. I get in the car. I'm like, what song I'm gonna ride to on my way to my wedding? I'm driving my little rented Tercel or whatever. I'm driving Corolla to this wedding. Like, what song am I gonna listen to? And it's Going to California. And
perfect.
Instantly, I mean, and I'm going and the imagery of the song and everything else is just washing over me as I'm going. There was no fear, no doubt about going to get married. But I listened to Going to California and I realized it was all about a next phase and the hopes and dreams in that next phase. And I thought it was so beautiful that they chose that song in that moment, and it worked. It worked.
Yeah,
it worked. I don't want to overstate it. I just thought it worked, and I thought it was timely and beautiful.
Yeah.
But I thought their music in general was always the hotness. Like,
yeah, it
always
was.
the hotness.
It was. I thought that, you know, they were perfect choices for the ends of, I mean, much like The Sopranos, like you mentioned, like the themes of the episodes, just it would end on a high note every single time. There were so many of them, and I hate that I should have written them down while I was watching the rewatch this time, because like every single time I'm like, man, like this is perfect. I need to talk about this song, this song. But I want to kind of circle back the theme song, Joe.
Go, let's do it,
man. Like Jane's Addiction, Superhero. This is not their early stuff. This is on their later albums, and you know, it's perfect. It is
I want to be your superhero.
It from beginning to end, and it's perfect. It's a perfect fit. Like Perry Farrell singing the theme song for this television show is perfect. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
this is everything about Jane's Addiction, and how, if you know the history of that group and how they were just they blew up. They are the reason we have Lollapalooza. Like they are the quintessential rock group. Grunge, like, you know, I mean, I don't even want to label them as grunge because they're more like alt rock, but
sure.
You know what I mean? Like they set the stage for, like, if you love Chili Peppers, if you love, you know, Pearl Jam, if you love any of those groups from that era, you have to give a shout out to Jane's Addiction. And you know, this song wasn't even a single. It was like an album cut from like the album in 2004.
Yeah.
And you know, it was just, you know, it fit the show so well, and it's so recognizable, so perfect. You know, all you have to hear is the first couple like bars of it, and you know where you are.
It's showtime, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
It's showtime, Doc.
And then when you go to LA and you travel, you travel down Sunset Boulevard, man, and you see those spots, like, it's just like, come on, man. It's perfect, man. But like the music all the way through, just the music that they play, you know, as background music is, you know, the way they introduce Saigon, and God bless, you know, they tried with Saigon. He's not, it didn't happen for him, I think, the way they wanted it to, but even that was still great stuff, man. It was all timely. You know, I used to hate on The Sopranos when they would play some hip hop. It would always be like awful hip hop. It would be stuff that like nobody was listening to. Like,
yeah, they didn't want to pay for anything.
Up in the Club, like, who, you know? I mean, I know that song because it's like one of my favorite moments of Ethereal, but you know, like the hip hop sucked. Every genre, they nailed it. Every single genre of music.
Oh, they weren't playing around. I'm trying to look for a list of keep going, please.
No, I just, you know, I think that, to your point earlier, all of the music on this show, I think it's superior to The Sopranos, and that's really hard for me to say.
Woo!
But you know, like I said, Sopranos missed some moments. They definitely missed some moments.
Lucifer.
And, yeah, they had Lucifer.
I remember when they played South.
They had Don't Say Nothing. Like, they had Creedence Clearwater. They had some Allman Brothers band. Like,
and there's a playlist. This is just an ignorant playlist.
Scenario was on there. Like, Give Me Shelter. Yep. Come on, man. They had the Howlin' Keys.
Don't let it go. Don't let it go to your head.
Yes, Don't Let It Go. That was the one. That was the one, actually. Yes, they had the Brand New in. Yes. The Howlin' For You, the Black Keys. And that was a whole thing in and of itself, man. Like, just incredible, man. Incredible.
Now, I forgot my favorite scene. I forgot my favorite scene.
What's that?
The paintball scene.
Talk about, yes, because that's what you used on our like our teaser for the episode.
It's the pound of flesh. It's the pound of flesh. It's Ari exacting his redemption. He has gone through all legal means.
Yes.
He's done everything he needs to do.
Yes.
And at the end of it, you think Lloyd's going to get it the worst. But no,
He loves Lloyd.
He does love him. Lloyd's his son.
Yeah.
But Davies is going to get the worst because Davies should have been Little Ari.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have been.
Could have been Little Ari.
Yeah.
But really, Lloyd is Little Ari.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Actually,
so
Davies, I hate Davies. Thank you for. Yeah, I don't like.
yeah,
I don't fuck with Davies.
I hate.
But
Davies.
I guess you were supposed to fuck with him.
No, you weren't. You're supposed to hate him.
Yeah.
So he did a good job.
Yeah.
But he was good at his job.
Yeah.
But then he made it personal.
Yeah, he did.
And I can understand being browbeaten.
Yeah.
By Ari. After a while, it's gonna get personal.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I'm not immune. I'm not immune to the fact that people are like, yeah, actually that does hurt when you keep calling me names.
Yeah.
You keep saying this, that, and the other about me. But anyway, I was gonna say that's How You Like Me Now. They play that. He's walking through the place.
Yeah.
And
that's a great moment. Great.
Goes nuts. What are your favorite lines?
I mean, obviously, let's hug it out, bitch. You want to hug it out?
Want to hug it out, bitch?
No, not really. Let's hug it out.
Societal impact.
not just societal impact. Let's talk about personal impact. Like, I mean,
True.
An epic party was thrown. For those who don't know, an epic party was thrown.
HIO.
Hey man, the teaser, like, was it an advertisement? Is that what we want to call it? Like the flyer?
Sure, it was a flyer. Yeah.
Epic.
2007.
Hug it out. Yeah. We're still waiting on part 2. Still waiting on part 2.
I think we're gonna have part 2 this year. I think it's happening this year.
Awesome.
Yeah. From what I've
all parties involved.
From what I've been told. From what I've been told.
Only one that hadn't been on the show yet. We need to find a way to get Jamil on, I guess.
Yeah. Find a way to get Jamil on. I don't know what her movie would be. There's no telling what her movie would be. I don't even want to think about it.
Jamil, if you're listening,
she's probably all over the place. Yeah, she's probably all over the place. And there's that. Jamil taught me the importance of sending the Christmas cards.
Yes.
In my single days.
One of the world's great Geminis. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to find out what her movie would be.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, so let's look it out, bitch. Let me think. Victory. For me, it's a lot of little small sounds.
That's mine. It's Victory.
Johnny
yelling
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Yes. The line about the therapist that you mentioned earlier, like he's like, a first wife, fifth therapist. And then Miss Ari.
Number one, but if you want to live into, I'm gonna find.
Miss Ari's like, you're really number 3. I love that moment. Obviously, what we let show off with Bob Ryan. If I told you anything X, would that be something that interests? What if I told you blah blah blah? Would that be something you'd be interested in? I
know you love that.
If I can find a medical student, I throw a lot of little tidbits out to my medical students. I'm a pop culture guy, so I'll say things, for instance, like rocket surgery, and see who picks up on it. You know what I mean? And so I do that line and kind of just throw it out there and see who picks it up, and and then that's a great medical student to me, regardless of their medical knowledge. I just love.
You can have it. You can have it if you want to live in Agora fucking Hills and go to group therapy. But if you want a Beverly Hills mansion, a country club membership, and 9 weeks in a Tuscan villa, then I'm gonna need to take a call when it comes in at noon on a motherfucking Wednesday.
All right, on a motherfucking Wednesday.
I have to take this. There better be a Scud missile coming towards Beverly Hills. He said, no, it's a Titanic. He says, no, it's a Titanic or something like that. He said something about like Cameron's doing Aquaman. So where'd you read that, Friendster? Saying no, from Josh Weinstein, our new agent.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
A lot of the little shit that Gary Busey says to Turtle, or to was it Turtle? Who was he fucking
You're
with?
You're a gut maggot with no guts.
Yes.
He was messing with Turtle. No, Turtle did, but he said that to Ari. Turtle did break his
sculpture. His
sculpture.
Yeah.
With the spots and the polka dots. Debbie Mazar. Shout out to Debbie Mazar.
Well, I love Shauna. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love Shauna. She was
like a mother and a sister.
The
whole time, and her assistant would never give
exactly
drama any love, drama or Turtle
Yes.
any play.
I was just about to say, shout out to her assistant who just like completely curved both Drama and Turtle simultaneously. She's like the Sandy Koufax, the
Wash on, wash off.
right?
She was
Exactly.
wax on, wax off. She was just blocking.
Man, the Matrix.
Yeah, she was blocking. She was like, "No, you're not gonna." Nah.
Who played her?
I don't know.
Nothing.
I never saw her. I don't. Yeah, I never saw her in much
That's
anything else.
That's a shame.
It is.
Yeah, man.
It is.
What else is there to say about Entourage, Joe?
It was great while it lasted.
Like the little horseshoe that Tony Soprano gives to his Gumars.
I want to say this one too. This is another Ari one. Ready?
Yeah.
My wife, whom I love, I just want to say that part. I'm a very calm person. I didn't go to the Lakers game because they were playing the fucking Bobcats, and I came here today because I thought this was a session on how my wife can learn to communicate, how to answer a question without a question, basic humanity 101, which I thought, given your wall of fucking diplomas, you could easily fix. Or if you couldn't, you could give her a pill that would either fix it or make her a mute. But now, to turn around and gang up on me, I have work to do. I have hundreds of clients to deal with. And just so we're clear, I don't care about any of them. They're just all a number, like wife number 1 and therapist number 7. Good day.
Fantastic. Great show, man. Like if you've never seen Entourage, which for some reason there are a lot of people out there that just haven't watched it.
I have to introduce it to my students all the time. Like, you watch Entourage? What? No? Sit down.
It's an easy.
I have to turn the monitor around.
It's an easy watch. It's an easy watch.
Which episode would you say? Would you start S1E1?
Yeah, I mean and actually that's a great point. No pilot episode sets off and shows you exactly what the show is more than the pilot episode of this show. So just sit down from episode 1, season 1, episode 1, and watch. It's easy. Like, I mean, even like we kind of bemoan season 4 a bit, but even season 4
but still it's good stuff. It's got a lot of great stuff in it, but I just in general, as it pertains to as it compares to the other 7 seasons, I'm like, I can do without it. In general, but there's some great moments in it.
Oh man, I found my favorite Ari quote, and it's in the Josh Weinstein curse out.
Oh, let's go. I'm listening.
When I'm done with you, you're going to be ripping sideshow freaks. You need JoJo the dog face bitch boy. Call Josh Wine fuck the lightweight pin stealing face fuck. Fuck face.
Stealing the pins.
Yeah,
that really got under Ari's skin.
So great, man. So great. So great. But yeah, man. Watch from season 1. I mean, it's an easy binge. The episodes are 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? 30 minutes long. And before you know it, you're on season 5, and then you're invested.
You're invested at that point.
Yeah.
And then the ultimate payoff at the end, there's a movie.
Yeah. And we talked about whether we were going to talk about the movie or not. Just to say that the movie's, like you said, it's not half bad. It's actually
very entertaining.
It's a very entertaining movie. It's not, I mean, if you're looking forward to like kind of be like season 7 of Entourage, it's not going to be season 7. It's going to be more like seasons 1 and 2. They're winning in the end.
They're
or season 8.
The boys are back in town.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of the critics wanted to see, them lose somehow. Like, what the fuck?
Vince's house in the movie was his greatest of his houses.
Yeah.
And was better than Ari's house.
Yeah.
At that point, which is well, not the villa, I guess.
Yeah.
But 9 weeks in a Tuscan villa.
And I mean, like if you love Johnny Drama, you got to see it.
Oh yeah, you got to see it. I mean,
because
Johnny Drama, and hey man, and I love Johnny Drama. That's my man. Twitter. If you go to Twitter right now, Joe Carlos on Twitter. My name though is Johnny Drama. All the rage, all the passion, all the love.
Yeah, we didn't talk about this, and I think you wanted to talk about it, man. Let's talk about Vince's Girls real quick.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
So Justine Chapin.
Loved her.
Okay. Mandy Moore.
Loved her.
Fiona.
Oh yeah. Well, aesthetically.
Aesthetically. Let me think.
Literally going down the list. I was ready.
Um, I mean, there are a lot of miscellaneouses.
There are a lot of
a lot of one-offs.
Bai Ling, obviously loved her.
Yeah, Bailing. Yeah. Amanda.
Yeah, I mean, I dug it. I thought it was cool. I mean, I thought it was cool, but it was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
For Amanda, like, come on.
Yeah. I mean,
this is like your new. Carla Gugino, she is, but I was like, this is your new star client. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why?
That's not going to end well.
No, there's no precedent yet. You know, and then you're constantly defined. You know, you're constantly defined by that. Like, I just got angry as a person who loves women. I got angry about that. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
But come on.
Sasha Grey. Yeah.
And his wife, I'm here for it.
Sophia, yeah, she was dope. She was dope. She was dope. I mean, you know, British accent and all. I'm there for it.
I loved it, and She's Out of My League. Did you ever see that, Josh? You didn't see She's Out of My League?
I've seen. I feel like I've seen it like on
I'm a little surprised.
HBO.
I'm a little surprised you haven't seen. That's got the great. I can't think of my man's name right now. Who's in that with him, with Josh? Boucherel or Bucarell, whatever his name is.
Buscemi?
No, not Buscemi. Josh Booker. It seems like Josh Bucarell, who was in he was a $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
But the guy from
my guy, yeah, Jason Baruchel.
Yeah. I'm messing up.
Yeah.
But it was carried by my man from Silicon Valley, who walked off the show.
Never got into Silicon Valley, man. I know. You're as disappointed in me as my boss is. Like, anytime I don't even bring Silicon Valley up.
Honestly, I can't understand how you don't like Silicon Valley. Like,
because I love everything. I love everything.
It's literally everything else it's literally every single thing else we watch and love.
I'll give it one more try.
He's a child of all these shows.
Okay. Let me ask you. I'm just gonna throw some characters out here real quick because I feel like if we don't, we're gonna hear about it from Reese. So
okay, I don't want to do
that. Phil Yagoda.
Shout out to Reese.
Phil Yagoda.
I hate him.
I hate Phil. Yeah, I hate Phil.
I hate Phil. I like his general style, but I hate Phil.
Barbara Miller.
Love her. Miller Gold.
Babs.
Like beer. I mean, come on. Beverly D'Angelo forever.
The brothers who are one of them fucked his other brother's wife.
Now, I don't like the Sklars. I don't understand the Sklars. I don't understand like what their purpose is.
Yeah. Okay.
But one of them was Mary J's agent.
Yeah. Lizzie.
Get the.
That was a great moment. What was that? That was a different agent.
That was
he had the eye surgery. That was one of the brothers.
I thought it was one of the Sklars. I thought it was. Well, you're probably right.
That's my favorite moment, actually. When Ari comes back from therapy,
he finally learns he can finally fire people again.
Yeah.
He finds that.
Yeah.
That's season 8. That's a great part of season 8, by the way.
Lizzie.
No, I like Lizzie. I thought Lizzie was great. I thought it was a major blind spot, but Ari's showing his loyalty to his buddy.
Yeah.
To
the
one of the
Gary
great,
Cole.
the great Gary Cole, who is my main man, Kit Davidson on Veep, and not to mention, of course, Lumberg and any number of other things too.
I'm gonna need you to come in tomorrow, Joe.
Lumberg.
Terrence McHugh.
Love him.
Okay.
I love most of these. I love him. I mean, because he's just so sinister and rich. He's just fun.
He is.
McDowell. I mean, I don't. McDowell doesn't make bad things. He doesn't do bad. Malcolm McDowell doesn't make bad things.
He doesn't. Saigon's mom, played by the great Anna Maria Horsford. Fantastic.
I'm still with her on St. Almost Fire. So there we go.
True.
I'm still on that one. I'm still on
with
that
the heart of gold. With the heart of gold.
Yes, with the heart of gold. Yeah.
Scott Lavin.
You know I love Lavin. I grew up with like 25 Lavins.
Ralph Macchio's cameo.
I didn't even know it was him. He looks so weird. you know, and
do you
so,
watch Cobra Kai?
I have not.
I've gotten used to
to.
Ralph Macchio in that vein now.
I'm going to. So I didn't even understand. I was like, who am I looking at here?
Yeah.
So Sage, we watched The Karate Kid when we were in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And she's into it now. So we're gonna watch 2 and 3 and then another Karate Kid.
Good. Excellent.
But she's very much into it now.
You don't have to watch another.
Oh well, it's girl.
Well, no, you got a girl. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
And then we're gonna watch the Jaden. But and then I'm gonna get into Cobra Kai. But as I watched it, I was like, man, he was so young. And there's no way humanly possible he beats Johnny. Like, no way humanly possible. And then I asked Sage, like, who's really the bad guy? Is it Johnny? She's like, yes, it's Johnny. I was like, well, why is it Johnny? But she was pulling for, she loved Daniel. We'll keep going, sorry.
Melinda Clark.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I think I hit the high points. Is there anybody else that we should have talked about that we didn't talk about? I can't imagine.
Don't you love how when they show the Playboy Mansion in these movies, someone's always getting kicked out? Like someone is always has to leave.
I love it.
And really, I can only think of 2 movies, but Beverly Hills Cop 2 and of course, well, two things: Beverly Hills Cop 2 and Entourage.
Well, Fresh Prince had one.
Yeah, but nobody get kicked out. I mean, but it wasn't like a live. I mean, I'm talking about at the mansion.
Sure.
No, yes, this is it.
Yeah,
I get $10 for cars, 20 for limos. What is this? Here's a 50.
Oh, the memes you reminded me. The memes from Entourage, and my favorite 50 Cent meme comes from Entourage when Turtle pulls up alongside him and
he starts like, "What, you in your daddy's car?"
I didn't realize for the longest that was where that meme came from. So one of the rewatches.
I'd have been like, "Why? Do you feel better making fun of me?" Like, no.
That's Curtis though. That's who 50 is. That's
why I'm good.
That's who he is, and that's why a lot of people are good on him, because he's not a good guy. But I digress.
Yeah, I'm good.
I digress. Hey, well, Joe, we've done Entourage, man.
We did. My mind's been enabled. In the memory, you overflow.
Hey, Joe. All right, this is for Cash and Raj and Jamil and Benny Walk. Ski. Anybody else, all the Entourage crew.
Entourage.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Jason Boulware.
Wheezy. Entourage. It was a hell of a run.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank gosh. Hey, HBO Max. Learn it, live it, love it. It's there. As soon as I'm done, I got pictures to edit tonight. As soon as I'm done, as soon as we start talking, I'm gonna go over and watch it. I'm gonna randomly write numbers on a piece of paper. I'm gonna randomly touch numbers and go. I'm gonna write 1 through 8 and 1 through 12. Yeah. And see where my finger I might pitch a penny or something like that. See where it falls. Yeah. And one will be the season, and one will be the episode. And I'll just go to the episode and see what we got.
Yeah.
I'm going through changes.
Season 2 is winding down. Next week, which will not be long from now.
No. Won't be long from now.
Look, man, I don't really want to.
Shadow Henderson said that.
I don't want to hash out the political and social ramifications of the star of the next movie. Joe, if we can help it,
we could just
can we just talk about the movie? Can we just talk about the movie?
We can, or we can not do it at all.
No, we need to do it because we need to get some blaxploitation in here, man. We need to get some.
Well, there's other blaxploitation films.
Yeah, but that's coming season 3. All right, y'all might decide to cancel us, but fuck it, we're going to do Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier.
Let's just call it Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby.
Sidney Poitier, fair enough. Let's give Sidney his due, and give him top billing. Sidney Poitier. And
the Oscar winner,
Oscar winning Sidney Poitier, and the other television comedian Bill Cosby. We'll talk about
pederast.
Yeah, rapist, all those kind of things. Look, let's do it again. We're gonna do Let's Do It Again.
Denise Nichols.
Yeah, exactly.
Denise Nicholas.
For Denise Nicholas, for the Staple Sisters,
John Amos.
For John Amos, for Calvin, for Calvin Lockhart. We got to do. You know, it's more. Listen to us, guys. It's more than the guy from Philadelphia.
For Atlanta.
For boxing. For Biggie Smalls.
For George Foreman. For Jane Kennedy.
Yeah. It's more than the pederast from Philadelphia. Let's do it again.
In your label.
Can't wait, Joe.
Because you've been coming around here a long time. Man. Come on. Don't swell up.
Don't swell up. Joe, hey, look. Let's do it again.
You can't watch it and not fall on your. Oh boy, that's a great film.
Next week, guys, or as it were, in a few days.
Favorite film. It was a favorite film of my dearly departed brother Timothy J. Cunningham. We sit and watch that movie and fall on the floor.
It's dedicated to his memory, man. Fantastic guy. Let's do it again. So, let's do it again, guys. This has been the Open Task Podcast. We back. Me and Joe back together again. Like Donnie, like Donnie and Roberta, man. Hey, there you go. Hey, man. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Reese. Flowing straight from the Survival Scrolls. This has been the Open Task Podcast. Follow us on Apple, on Google, on Spotify, Anchor, on YouTube. You know what I mean? Tell a friend. Listen to our old work. Watch some of these old episodes. You go on a road trip this summer. Open Task Podcast is what you need. You out exercising, you're doing your laundry, folding clothes, making t-shirts, whatever it is that you do.
Whatever it is you do. All that.
Listen to the Open Task Podcast. And we out.